Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Chicopee, Massachusetts and AMF Chicopee Lanes. We are here for the final of the NEBA Savage Arms Singles Open. And our two lefty competitors are already at it. This is going to be Chris Soule against Dennis Bissonnette. Two lefties with, we think, the best look in the building. I chose Dennis in the round of 8, and I did predict Bissonnette's Soule final. Unfortunately, my broadcast partner, Mr. Chris Forey, how you doing, Chris?
Oh, good, Bruce. It's
was a victim of one of those predictions, but
yeah, we don't like that. I mean, none of us that bowl here want to lose, but at the same point, you realize that at some point, you could see the end was near, based on what was in front of me.
Well, and you hit a buzzsaw, of course, and Chris Soule. I crossed with Soule last night. He shoots 296 over. And Dennis, of course, second high qualifier at 191. So
that's unusual to 1-2. That's unusual.
Yeah, it's true. Well, two best bowlers in the building, and both throwing urethane, both using the dry boards to the outside. We have a very friendly pair. I bowled on this pair. It's pretty good.
I thought it looked last night. You might have heard me in the sixth frame go, I need to start throwing backup balls, and I wasn't trying to be rude, but it was like I looked over and I think you had like spare. You might have had the front 5 or 6, and I think he had a spare.
Yeah.
He had spare 5-bagger, and I'm like,
I had a great look on this pair. Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was throwing that Zen hard up where they are basically, but these guys are doing it with urethane. They both have more hand.
Yep, and the urethane picks up a little bit more in the mid lane, shapes a little easier, and you have miss room with the urethane.
Right. You got a little bit in, more out than in.
It's more that the ball shapes at the right part of the lane for you. If you throw resin, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it jumps and overreacts. Speaking of which, you and I have to have a little urethane consult session, Mr. Ball Driller, to the stars.
Oh, God.
You got to set me up with a urethane arsenal here, my friend.
It's just practicing. I mean, it honestly is getting used to, a different look on the lane and realizing when to use it and when not to use it. That's the big key. I think a lot of times people don't think they have enough. Obviously you need to have some kind of a little bit of hand, but you have hand. It's just a matter of how you see the lane and do you trust that it's going to work.
Well, before we won't
get too technical, but
technical out of this, let me tell you that I did win my first regional title using an AMF angle in 1982. So I'm no stranger to urethane.
The lane had about an eighth of an ounce of oil.
And when I first threw that urethane compared to plastic or rubber,
my God, it just curved.
I felt like a Superman. Well, the way the ball hit too, it was all different.
Well,
it was
all
different.
The ball
discussion.
picked up and drove.
Even more than resin, I would say, for me anyway.
Yeah,
so we'll see how we do. So anyway, who you rooting for, guys? It's Soule versus Bissonnette.
Yeah,
both locals, I'd have to say, right?
Right from the center.
Two locals here. Yep. And here's Soule. Early test on the 7-pin makes it. He missed a couple against Alex Aguiar.
Oh, did he?
On this pair, and was given a gift because Alex just could not get lined up. I think he threw 2 strikes the entire game.
I looked over and I saw Alex giving the Alex his shoulder shrug.
Oh, he was very dejected.
And I saw his ball not picking up. And that's the problem. If you don't throw with the urethane, and obviously I used all but like 4 frames from last night, but it picks up we always talk about where the ball has to hook at. And because of the pattern, you need your ball hooked like right there. We're going to see shape up. And you're going to leave a couple, and I say a couple plackers, but in Dennis's case, no placker.
How about a
spinning Farkle we just heard from the back?
Spinning, sliding Farkle. It wasn't exactly your textbook messenger. It really was a ringing 7.
It was a very flat 7.
But it was a flat 7 with a slider coming over, so there's power. So if you think you're giving up a lot of power with the urethane and you have revs, think again.
It's just again entry angle. You get the right entry angle, your ball's going to hit the pins pretty good. Are you willing to give up the potential of not striking a couple times to at least stay clean compared to what was happening and the reason why the scores were low? I mean, the scores, you have the sheet in front of you, but the scores had to be low.
Oh, they were. They were 42
I think
over.
Higher here in the afternoon.
It was 42 over for 47 last night and at 12:30 and 29 this morning. So very consistent. And what I was saying is you saw the cut go from 20 to 40 to 38 to 42
once it got
to
locked
47,
in there, it stayed there.
Because when you tried to move in, pair to pair, and you tried to move in and follow the bump, there's no bump. So it didn't get any easier as you tried to go in. You'd have carve to throw to, but as soon as you threw outside of that by a board, it was a washout.
And then with the urethane, like I found myself, I could get on the pairs of hooked, I could go a little bit left and not try to way throw right, but if I threw slow enough, I get it back, but just still keep it in front of you. I tried resin last night for like 4 or 5 frames because I just thought, hey, it's time to try something different. And my ball does zigzags going down the lane. So the last game, I'm like, go back to what got you to the dance and just throw it down the middle of the lane.
And I have the 1 year pitch black I have, unfortunately, finishes as hard as any ball in my bag.
Shot.
Yeah, that's going to come back. As soon as you get, as soon as that ball visits the 2 or 3 board down the mid lane.
Here we have a good angle. We have a good angle for how they're watching 2 lefties, and we could see the ball, especially on the right lane. We could see the ball hook by the 3rd panel, which is 24 feet. We begin to see the ball square up, and if that happens, they're going to hit the pocket. It's just a matter of whether they get the 7-pin out. So
that's right. I think Sol is maybe a board or 2 left of Bissonnette.
Oh, he's probably about 3. Yeah, he's out to about 1. He's out to about 2, 3. Bissonnette's about 5ish. Yeah, 4 or 5. So
couples. Yep.
But no, it's but again, they're playing that early that hook in the mid lane, and that's important. So I mean, because even Alex said to me, who hasn't bowled recently much, and he said this is a very low scoring 4-1 pattern. And I'm like, and I was like, because you got to figure out how, and then pair to pair, that's going to stop. But again, you see it stop.
Yeah.
It hooks, it stops.
That's urethane for you. Mine doesn't stop. Mine flips. It keeps going. I need help with you.
I think it depends on the pattern you bowl on. So in this particular pattern, it probably would have stopped for you.
Anywhere I throw it, this is my complaint. I need to play around with layouts and surfaces. Probably if I hit it hard enough, it wouldn't do that. It would burn and then not flip as much.
Yeah.
The weight block certainly has no right.
If you're not using it a lot, you're probably still got pretty good fresh cover.
Yeah.
These guys, their balls. I mean, you look at Solly's throwing what is that thing? Not even a pitch black. Is that the old? That might be a pitch black. It looks like an old natural.
Black, I think. Yeah.
But it's so oil soaked.
It's shiny. It's very shiny.
Yeah, and Dennis's ball's pretty shiny right now. Yeah. Like I personally hit mine with a pad before I start every time. Like nothing crazy.
Clean it up. Yeah.
Just to try and freshen. It doesn't last very long. Just to get some freshness to it. But
now, meanwhile, we had a tie match before Dennis left this bucket.
Don't chop it.
And now he makes it, and now it's a 3-pin match in favor of Sol, but Sol is on a double. So Sol can get up and really extend his lead by another 20 pins if he can double again.
It was fun to bowl on this, though, because we've bowled on a bunch of patterns lately where we've had to run way down the middle. It was nice to. I mean, I personally.
Well, that was supposedly Rutland, but
they were tricky. But again,
they were tricky.
They were tricky for some. And again, you watch Jay Johnson. I crossed with him in the morning there, and I was like, man, this guy's going to probably win the tournament because you could just tell by his look.
Yeah.
And I told him that I told him he had the best look in the building when I bowled with him all morning. He could get it to, and we'll go back to that one. Not to get off this one, we'll go back real quick. He could get it to 5. He could get it to 10. He could get it to 12. And hey, when you have a great ball, you have the right ball in your hand, you play them late, you got 7 boards of area with resin.
That's right. That's right. Well, I used a phase 2 in my match today. I had a pretty good look off the corner, but as you say, you get it right one board and it just reads and it's gone.
And you might go the other way, and you might go the other direction with resin. Because, like I said, it just pushes through that.
Everything would react off the corner pretty well.
Did it work okay for you?
If I got it to the, I'd get it off the corner almost anywhere as long as I got it to it.
That's going to be okay. Get up the hill. Nope.
Got that right.
But again, you see his did the same thing Dennis's did. It hooked and then bailed on
Well, I'll tell you, this pair, the right lane is tighter.
And he didn't get
by
that
at least a board.
And like you said, he didn't get it to 2-3. He got it to like 4-5, which is where Dennis threw his. And we saw Dennis's ball do the same thing, where it looks good, and then it just stopped.
Yep.
So that might be a sign for both of those guys. If they don't get it out to the crack, they might not get it back.
Greetings to everybody watching both us and the Celtics. They have been on for maybe an hour now. We're into our almost 9 o'clock here in the live stream. And there's Sol cleaning up the 3-pin, and by virtue of that, we now have a 2-pin match. Neither bowler is able to pull away here.
Yeah, it's great. This is
a great match.
Dennis gets up, he throws a strike, he takes the lead.
Yeah. Great to have you back in the booth, my friend.
Yeah, Rutland. I just had to leave. I know. My arm. I've been having some arm problems for about a month, so.
Yeah.
So I was just happy to even.
There's a small matter of family you've been trying to attend to.
I try to get back and forth, but when I was done at Rutland, I wasn't even planning on going to Rutland. Stop, get up the hill. Mixer?
Lays off, mixer.
That sign's in your way, isn't it? You want me to slide down?
No, not at all. We're fine.
Okay.
I can tell by his reaction if he left a 7-pin or not, believe me. So.
Yeah,
well, when it comes to Rutland, I got up at 6 in the morning and drove from Philadelphia.
Yeah, remember you and I talked about that.
We talked about this, yeah. So I was a little bit punch drunk by the end. I was calling Jay Johnson, my friend from New Jersey, who bowls at regionals. And I said, and I complain about people not calling out the score. I'm saying to myself, you need to call out the names correctly. That's your problem. So I've been working on that.
There you go. Justin's pointing at you.
I've really
laughing.
been working on that, try to do better. So yeah, so people calling me out for it. So and rightly so.
So I talked to Wilbur prior to that, and I was like, A, my arm's hurting. B, if Prather made the final match at the playoffs, I'd be going there. And I said, but when it didn't happen, my wife said, hey, you need to be going to Rutland. You push for it to go there. And
Bissonnette gets it to lay off on the tighter lane and doubles, and now takes the 8-pin lead.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, Rutland was pretty cool. I think it was nice to go there. I think we'll have a better turnout.
It was great to be up there, and just the drive up there is beautiful. I mean, I felt
enjoyed
more
my ride
relaxed.
home.
I felt more relaxed when I got there than when I left Philadelphia, because it was so beautiful the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful mountains and sunny. It was just it was awesome.
I drove up on the night before that. It was cloudy, rainy, and all that. But when I went home, it was so nice. Like you said, you enjoy the scenery.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And I said to my wife, I don't know what people do for work up here, because you're just out in the middle of nothing.
Right. Well, you can do logging, or
I don't know what they do. That's
a
great shot
by Bissonnette. I'll tell you, he doubled to win his match 2 matches ago, and I'll tell you, he was cool as a cucumber under fire against Frankie Kauka.
Oh, Frankie, yes. I looked over and watched
Frankie doubles in the 10th and forces Bissonnette to double. He packs them both, no doubt about it. So this young man is, I would have to say, bowling beyond his years.
He's greatly improved the last.
I don't know if you saw any of the matches yesterday. Braden Brogan. I'll tell you,
I unfortunately did not.
You have to watch for that name. Here's 14-year-old kid. He throws the back four to win his first
one
match.
hand or two hand?
One hand.
I'm just asking.
Beautiful one hand. Tall, lanky
I
kid.
still believe that one-handed bowling will be
stroke. Beautiful stroke.
It's still necessary.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And
see, he got that a couple boards left.
Couple boards left, right. Got it back up on the right.
Still struggling on that lane, though.
Now, Bissonnette had it to 20, actually 18 pins. Now it's only 8. Now, guess what? Sol can take the lead with this hit.
I was going to guess 250 might be the winning score here. Yeah. And I was going to say that before we started.
Didn't you say 220s?
No. I didn't say.
Okay, you never saw. No, okay.
No, 250. Honestly, when I was getting ready to come in the booth, I go, I think it's going to probably be a 250 match. I just think, obviously, you got, like you said, the best two guys. They know how to play them. I watched Sol last night. I thought it was crazy. He was just covering them onto the crack.
Well, Bissonnette has 266 left, and Sol 258.
That's up the lane a little bit more. I might not get there.
That's going to go.
Mixer?
Late.
No.
Mixer 10.
He got that up the lane just a little bit.
He did, and not as much hit. Did not go. So now
he's into
237 max for Sol. And now, actually, Bissonnette pacing at 236.
Bissonnette throws the next two, he wins.
I think he just needs the first one in a mark would do it. Get him to the 240s. So all Sol can do is 230s.
Yeah, he needs a strike and a mark.
Yeah,
like you said, a good count and a mark. I should say. I might not get. There you go. I think he threw resin. He did. He threw a tropical surge. I just realized.
Wow. That's the most flip I've seen all day from him.
When he did that, I'm like, that's a tropical. I remember it was a tropical surge on the rack.
Right.
Good ball change.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Here we are on a late Sunday night. It's almost 9 o'clock. We had a full squad at 9 a.m. We had almost a full squad at 12:30. 190 entries here at Chicopee, and I think our biggest competitor today was the weather. Gorgeous outside.
Oh, my God. I drove up. I went home last night and did some ball work.
Oh, you did go home? Okay.
Yeah. Had to fix
hold on. Celtics update, 35-35.
Placker?
35
so now we have a match.
Plaque 7. So now what do we have? 175 in the 7th.
He can double. He doubles to win now.
He's up by 8.
Must make it first.
But he's got to make this 7-pin, and both these bowlers have had trouble with 7-pins through the finals.
If he makes it and doubles, he wins.
Yeah.
If he makes it and marks, he forces Sol to throw a double to win.
That's it. No trouble. Beautiful shot under pressure. Great shot there by Bissonnette.
The whole thing now becomes, when you're throwing urethane, do you trust it to that spot?
That's right.
Do you trust it under pressure to throw it there?
I don't. But, I feel like I have to baby it and all that. For me, I'd rather go left and throw it harder, because then I know my arm swing stays in line, and I know I'm going to keep it.
And the problem with urethane, when you throw harder, it plaques harder.
It plaques hard. Yep.
Unless you can get the ball to face up instantly off that spot. But then you're playing with fire. Do you 4-6 or plaque?
Yeah.
Does it go too fast? Does it go too fast?
Right.
He's taking a re-rack, so he does get 2 in the game, everyone.
I think that's his first.
That's his first.
Yeah.
Yep, so he has 1 left. It was, like I said, it was great to see a great turnout. I was last night when I was leaving Violet, he's like, "Oh, we have a full squad tomorrow." I'm like, I said, I haven't talked to Danny all week. I didn't know what was going on. I said, that's pretty impressive. Here we go.
And thanks to Savage Arms, our sponsor.
Yeah. That's more in and up the lane.
In and up the lane.
Oh, he bounced off the 7.
Bounced the 7. The one I didn't.
The ball almost took it out. But that was again where he
though.
got it in. Do you trust it? And he kept it up the lane where you take a chance of placking. You're going to hit the pocket.
So this to win the tournament.
Yes, sir.
This will put him in the 240s and shut out Chris Soule.
Now he's made,
one shot.
No matter what happens, he forced Chris to throw a double if he doesn't strike here.
Well, this is a ball in hand, ball in hand to win.
Nothing more you ask for when you bowl.
That's right.
He trusted that a little bit more. That's going to get up the hill. That's perfect.
Shot.
He trusted the angle a lot better.
Just like a cool cucumber. Just gets up there and packs them both, just like he did in the match against Calca, only this time to win the tournament. Dennis Bissonnette.
Second title.
What a talent.
First normal. I hate to say normal. First regular title.
That's right. That's right.
Congratulations. I'll let you do the interview.
All right. You get driving.
You've been watching. Well, you've been watching.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. And that's right up the beak.
Yeah, he just threw it up the middle. Just
that'll be enough. Yeah. Dennis Bissonnette, double in the 10th to win the match. Very close. 243 to Soule's 237 possible. And congratulations to Dennis Bissonnette.
Soule doesn't need anymore. He's in the Hall of Fame already anyway.
That's true.
I'm only joking.
Let me tell you. And so Dennis Bissonnette and I have something in common.
Not enough titles to get to the Hall of Fame yet?
Well, there's that. But we each beat Chris Soule in this building for a NEBA title.
Oh, really?
That's true. My first NEBA title was here, and it was against Soule.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
See, look at that. Things you don't know.
There you go.
I usually know everything.
Now, you're going to remember that.
I will.
Yeah. Well, you don't know anything about me.
You do have a second place one here, though.
I have a second place here as well. That's
yes.
Right. That's
I know that one.
There
I was
you go.
here for
You knew that. So.
About a year ago?
There you go. That's right. Yeah. So, too bad.
Yeah.
I could have used the title. I should have won in.
We all could use titles.
I should have won in
Nutmeg.
I'll tell you that. That was my title. Anyway, Chris Forey, congratulations. Great bowling today.
Hey, qualified for the big one. Maybe I can win some of my own money.
You're in. I was going to say qualified for your own tournament. And what we're talking about, of course, is the Paul Forey Memorial, where we do have our 24 qualifiers. Actually, it's 23 with one duplicate, and that is Dennis Bissonnette. So we have one from the points now. And we're going to keep going. We're going to have 5 more events to qualify for that. And then we have FedEx-style finals later in the year, which we'll go into another time. But for now, I'm going to cut you loose or send you home. Thank you so much, my friend. And,
you bet, buddy. Great job.
Congratulations to Chris Prather. By the way, he's texting you during the match today with a broken thumb.
He said, you can't. He said, I'm not mad. You can't beat 300.
That's true. He gets beat by 300.
He was a little sizzle in the 6th frame, but then when he shoots 300, he was a little calmer. I'll be talking to him on the way home. So
what are you going to do? Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back with the interview with Dennis Bissonnette and Chris Forey. Great bowling today. And
Thank you, everyone.
See you in the doubles.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Me and Packy.
All right. We'll see you then. Okay. We'll be right back.